Okay, hello guys. Today we're making cubers on Scratch, and this is part 2, how to make it. So on the part 2, I will teach you how to make your icon player games. So first you can click see inside, and my mom shared it, you see? My mom shared the game. And remember, we have this level. So we did this. And see, you can play the game. So you press the space key button and you do that, you see? And that's how it works. So first we're gonna save as a copy. And this one is called part 2. So on the part 2 we're gonna make something. So let's do it. So first but wait, we forgot to call this menu. So menu. We don't need a hide. We don't need a. So first, let's hide the cubers. And this is gonna be a long video, okay? So I'll call it, how about this? I'll call it Icon Player Game. No, Icon Player Games. So we're gonna set the Icon Player Games because I'll show you how it works. So, games. Okay, Icon Player Games. So we will zoom in until we get there. So first we need to draw a circle. And make sure every color you want. So first we draw. So when I hold shift, it goes like this. But when I don't hold shift, it just goes like an oval. But when I hold shift, there's a nice circle. Make sure it's make sure it's 35 by 35. We just need to shrink this. Okay, so make sure it's 34 by 32. See, if you set the wrong circle, it's game over for you. So now we're gonna make it curvy. So we're gonna reshape it. So use this and we use this and we use this. So So the icon gameplay. So then we use a white fill and we use this. So and we so let's make it curvy. So we use this and we use this. So on the icon player games, we have to shrink this. Okay, copy and paste, maybe flip. And also make this to 0 and 0. Then we use this, and we use this. Okay. So we draw a circle. And now let's copy and paste this. So these can be the eyes. So, okay. Ashley, wait, make sure it's 55 by 30. So first, now let's start coding. So when green flag, click the, and it's gonna hide. So it's gonna hide. Then when green flag, click the forever loop. If touching mouse pointer, we want it to show. Wait, how about this? Let's add a costume too, okay? This is icon. And this one, let's call it 0.1. I'll call it 01 icon. I'll call it 0.1 icon. And this is 0. This is 0. And this one it's called 0.2 icon. So we add this and we add this. So we use this. And make sure it's 30 by 17 pixels. maybe 200. Actually, one. So now let's start coding. So switch costume to 0.2 icon. Let's see if that worked. Well, it needs to be, maybe we don't need the forever loop. Okay, if touching. Now let's see if it works. Okay. So then when green flag, click it. Okay, when green flag, click it. Then go to mouse pointer. And make sure this is 0 and 0. And now let's do the forever loop. Now let's. Yeah, it works, you see. So it looks. Now when green flag, click it. Then switch costume to 0.1 icon. And we want it to turn. Make sure to do the forever loop. Now, and then when green flag, clicked it, and we want it to show. So we start the green flag. In our menu, we have to when, let's do. But wait, on the play button. But wait, actually, we don't need a costume too. And make sure it's 60. Wait, we need it to hide. And then we need it on our menu, so we drag. Wait, make sure, let's. Let's spell something. Let's do check to play. check. G. Let's try that again. Okay, check to play. This needs to be okay. Check to play. Make sure any color that you want. And you can copy and paste them. Now let's group it. So in our menu, we need to drag this. So now let's when this menu does that, we need to stop the jungle sound. So stop, we do stop all sounds. Now let's, and they did it, right? But wait, make sure. But wait, we can't do this. So while you do this, you need to set this to 90. And this one, it's gonna be right here, and you set this to 90. But wait, we need so let's do a when green flag, click it. Now go to mouse pointer, and we want the forever loop. But wait, when this does that, we need to put it right there. we wanted to hide, so okay. But when this do that, we need to show. But when this one, it needs to hide. Now let's see. But wait, it's not doing that. This needs to show. Also make this to a 0 and a 0. Also make this to 90. Actually, let's just wait. We don't need a high, okay? Hide. We don't need a high. Make sure. And let's set the when flag, click the set drag mode to draggable. Let's do that, okay? Okay, and you can play the game. So let's paint. So in our level, we have to do this. Also make this to 0. Also make this to 0 and a 0. So in our level, and also make this level 1. Make this. How about this? Make this to level 0.1.1. So name it level 1.1. Now we duplicate it, and this is level 1.2. You see that? And okay, these can be the stairs. So in our level, we have to draw a square like this. Let's make it smaller. So first duplicate that. Then we need to erase it. Okay, duplicate. And copy and paste, so you can copy and paste them. And still hold Shift 2 and copy and paste. These can be the stairs. Let's make them line up. Let's group it. Okay, and make sure to make a big square. Okay, duplicate. So make them stand up like this. Now we already made our level. So we don't need those. you how to do this. So this is gonna be our eye. So let's do it. So first, when green flag, click it. So when green flag, click. Then we go to motions and change X by -2. Let's see if that works. Let's put the forever. Oh, that's too slow. Maybe -10. Yes, that's perfect. Also make this to 0 and 0. Just do 0. Just okay, now. So then switch costume to level 1.2 and duplicate. Okay, level 13. Okay, duplicate this. Okay, level 1.4. Okay, duplicate. Level 1.5. Let's see if that worked. Like this. Now when green flag clicked, then forever loop. Then change X by 10. Switch costume to level 1.2. Let's see if that worked. We also need a when space key pressed. Okay, when space key pressed. When space key pressed. one space key pressed, and one space key pressed. Let's see if that worked. Okay. Also make this. Now when green flag, click the So let's do a when I receive block. So when I receive, let's do when I receive level 1. Put it right there. So now 1.1. So first when I receive level 1.1, then when it does that, go to mouse point. Forever loop. Now, and let's make a block. I'll call it move speeds. I'll call it move 10 steps. Now, move. And we add a number for next. This is gonna be steps. Steps. Move steps. Now move steps. So in our move steps, we have to move 10 steps. Now forever loop. Then we put this move right there, move 10 steps. And we're gonna set a block named boom. So I'm gonna call it boom. Boom. Now boom. And enter. Now boom. Go to So we start the green color. Now forever loop. Right there. Boom. Take boom. Now, we're gonna set a block name, change Y by. So change Y by. Change. Change. Okay, change. Now change Y by. And we set a number for next. And this one it's gonna be O. So change Y by O. And we put the block right there. Now change Y by 10. We don't need a boom, okay? So when this space key pressed, change Y by 10. And change Y by -10. Now, okay. Now, so in our icon player games, okay, now in our player, let's do it. So, and we have to touch it, and we have to touch the color. So the color is, okay, the color is, okay, I think the color is, this. I think is this one. So touching color. And on this one, we have to do color is touching color. And the color is orange. It's red. And this one, this color is touching. Now this color is touching this color. Well, no, it's not touching. So I think it's touching this one. So, and let's still, okay, and let's do it. So let's finish the background. So let's make another backdrop cube. And I'll call this, so it's gonna be this color. This one, I think it's gonna be this. Now, so we got to make this background. As you can see, that gets a background. Picture. And we use a square. Let's use that, and we make it black. And it kind of looks different. So right now, let's do it. Let's make it smaller. So now we got that square. Now we put it inside. And we need an outline. Outline, it's filled with white. Maybe 4. Let's go right there. Make it bigger. And you also need to make it a little bit yellowish, I think. So I'll call it backdrop. I'll call it backdrop. I'll call it backdrop D. I'll call it backdrop deep. Now we got the backdrop deep. So when green flag, click. So let's. Now we got to make a new message. So I'll call it how about this? I'll call it no. Now when I receive no, that means we have to switch backdrop to the backdrop deep. So then we start the forever loop. Now let's still switch backdrop to the backdrop cube and wait 0.7 seconds. Okay, switch backdrop to the backdrop deep and wait 0.7 seconds. Let's see if that worked. And yeah, let's put the forever loop. Now let's okay, now we did a else now comb that came. So let's go to our background and in our background we have to let's do a key space pressed. We don't need that. So we start the green. Okay, bye guys. I'll see you on the part 3. And on the part 3, I will teach you how to make all of your cubers. So bye right now.